Today we're going to fix this door handle. This is specifically on a 2009 Ford Focus, but I don't see why this wouldn't work on any vehicle really. This one got damaged and we're going to take the door panel off. We'll go through that and we'll also show you how we managed to fix this door handle without buying a new one. So you need to remove the electronic window opener, disconnect the plugs there. Pop all the trim off that needs popping off. And get your Torx multi-bit. I think this is a 27. There's two in this door handle. One higher, one a little lower. So you speed the process up and use an impact. Although it wasn't long enough for this one, so I had to go back to the hand screwdriver for the one. And there's 3 Phillips head screws. One's hiding behind that cap. Pop that up with a flathead screwdriver and then get your Phillips and unscrew. Then there's 2 more under the door panel. A magnetic tray is a lifesaver for losing screws, I find. Definitely a must-have. This was my first time, so bear with me. There's lots of trial and errors during this process. And there's the other 2 Phillips screws we were talking about. So at this point I thought I was done unscrewing, but I was mistaken. So I needed the Torx again. One there, right in the middle. The bigger one on just behind that door panel. And again, I thought I was done. I was not. So I figured it must be behind that somewhere. So then I got a little rammy. It was definitely hot, but not quite warm enough. I was pretty sure it was in this one, and then yeah, I did that. But nothing, some plastic weld won't fix later on. So it is behind the lever. Pull the lever out and then just peel that plastic, and then there you go. There's the last screw. Found out the hard way there. luckily enough it's a cheaper commute vehicle, not the expensive one. So first I tried to do this with the door panel just hanging there. Do not waste your time doing that. I am currently unscrewing the a bolt that holds in the window bracket. Trying to make some space. So behind here there is a few different multi-plugs. The wire for the door and the lever itself. Then with this poly you can just peel it back. Here's inside the door, and here is the problem. There's nothing for that handle to pull back on. So there's a very small screw behind that one hole there. This is holding one part of the exterior trim of the handle off. You can back that screw off, and then yeah, the trim will come off. There's definitely lots of peeking with one eye through tiny crevices in this operation. Cam heads definitely prevail. That's what you're left with when you remove that screw, and then the handle itself you can just gently wiggle and pull, and it will come out like so. Once you get everything apart you can understand more how it all operates, but for now you'll just have to trust me that that's what you do. Then I watched other YouTube videos where they don't remove the window bracket, but this provides you a lot more room to get the final screw out that holds the door handle on. I've seen some other videos where they set up more grips and a small Torx bit and try and weasel the way up under there, but it is painstakingly slow. If we remove the electric window bracket in its entirety, then you can slide the screwdriver through another one of the holes, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Sorry about the angle on this one, there's not much I could have done, but yeah, you put your screwdriver in on the right hand side, and you take the last screw out, and that's what's holding the door handle on. So now the door handle from the outside will come off, and you just have to move everything else around to bring the inside out. Now again, as is my wont, I got a little ramming in there and broke something else, but as usual I found a way to fix it, so we'll also get to that in case you do the same. But try and learn from my mistakes, I guess. And there it is. And that's why it doesn't fit, because that right there, the bottom half of that is missing. So I go with that first. Just realised that was a bad idea, and I actually screwed directly through where the part was missing, and that's where the multi-tool came into place. I ground it down, then cut it off, and then I made it just fit in there perfect. Put some Loctite in there, then some good old JB Weld. And this is the other part I broke off. This is inside the door and multiple levers. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put those back on. So this one I didn't break. Weasel that one back on there. And this is the one that I broke. So I'm gonna put it back on there, and then I'm gonna fix it inside the door, which is really the only choice I've got. I mean, I couldn't buy all new, but I'm not about that. So that, you'll see that pink thing as well. He's got to open and close that to allow that one lever to come out. But the problem is this guy. This is the lock. So I got a long extension, drilled a hole through the plastics, and put that through there and made it a little bit more robust with a couple cable ties. So now I'll put in the on that window bracket. It's 3 screws in total, 2 on that black bracket, and then the one higher up that actually clamps the window. And just make sure that you have a rubber seat that goes on. You don't want to crack your window when you tighten that bolt up. The other 2 just hold a metal frame, so those ones aren't as important to be honest. Never have enough light. So this is where I was screwing back the smaller screws that hold the door handle on. So this one actually you can screw through first, and you can't see it there, but it is behind the door, just screwed in. And then yeah, the door handle again, just opposite to how you took it out, and just a firm push and it'll go back in place. Obviously there was some curing time for the JB Weld and the Loctite. That was excelled by using my good lady's hairdryer, which she was thrilled about. But yeah, that first screw's holding that small amount of trim that covers the lock. So that screw will just snug that side up. And the other screw you took off on the other side, and the right hand side, and that will snug up the right hand side. This is like a small white plastic piece that holds the other side in. It all makes sense as you take things apart. And you can put the poly back on and make it look all pretty again. Then we need to put the door panel back on, so just reverse everything you did. Relatively straightforward putting the door panel back on. Just got to make sure you don't trap any wires. Make sure you get this wire back in the correct place for the door handle and just clip it in there. And you're going to want to work from the top when you feed it in. in, as long as I have it in the right spot, and just confirm that everything is where it needs to be, and make sure this cat is freely moving up and down. So you get that trapped in there, it might be a bit of a headache, but now it's time to put all the screws back in. So you'll need the Torx again. So one behind that door handle, armrest area. One behind the lever. And the two that go in that handle area there. And this was a success. I've been using this for 2 weeks now, and the handle worked just great. I'm not saying it'll last forever, but I feel like it's going to be a long time until I have to take this off again. I made a real snug fit of that multi-tool that I butchered, and seems to be holding up to the test of time right now. And don't forget there's those 3 Phillips screws, 1 on the side, 2 on the bottom. And there she is. The others now.